Ons Jabeur might have come second again in the Wimbledon finals, but she has the backing of a few incredible players plus an unlikely fan supporter. So let's start off by seeing what Serena Williams bestowed on Jabeur. Tennis community's reaction. Ons Jabeur is one of the best tennis players in the world currently. She's coming off a final loss in the 2023 Wimbledon tournament, something that has to sting because she was also the runner-up in the 2022 tournament. But don't feel too bad about her, as she is currently ranked the #1 player and the highest-ranked African and Arab tennis player in history. She might have come second in Wimbledon, but has 4 singles titles to her name from the WTA Tour, as well as 11 titles and 1 doubles title on the ITF circuit. Even when she comes in second, she makes history, as she is the first Arab woman to contest a major singles final. For years now, she has put on some of the most highly skilled and competitive matches in women's tennis, earning her respect from fans all over the world, as well as her contemporaries and retired tennis legends. This sign of respect was clearly evident when the great Serena Williams chose Ons to be her doubles partner, something that left Ons shocked, as Serena could have picked any women's player in the world, but she only wanted Ons. Just take a look at what an incredible honor it meant to Ons.
It's crazy now, why me from all the players?
Can you imagine being asked to play doubles out the blue by Serena Williams?
She chose a girl from Tunisia. Her story is really inspiring. She gave a lot of women a voice. To be able to play next to her pushes me to do better and maybe tell my own story.
Now you can see the joy beaming out of her as she thinks about how Serena Williams picked her to be her partner. In fact, Ons even invited Serena and her sister Venus to Tunisia, promising them that she'll show them around and they'll have a great time together. Hopefully there are some documentary cameras around to catch that epic footage. One thing that tends to elevate a player's game is having a healthy and competitive rivalry. That's exactly what Ons has with the current #1 ranked tennis player in the world, Iga Swiatek. She recently got the best of Ons at the WTA tournament, and afterwards Swiatek acknowledged Ons as one of her rivals, whom she'll be facing off against for years to come. Quote, "This is a pretty nice rivalry, and we are going to have many more. And I am pretty sure you are going to win some of them, don't worry." Now that last part is exactly what makes this a fun rivalry, as the two clearly have the subtle trash talking down. Speaking of current greats, the #2 ranked female tennis player in the world, Aryna Sabalenka, also acknowledged Ons as a fierce competitor who can play unbelievable tennis. Just take a listen to what she had to say.
No, actually we practiced here and before Wimbledon, and I felt like she's going to do well here because she played unbelievable tennis on practice court. I know it's different on practice than on match, but she was able to bring this level on matches. So it's not like I didn't expect that, but yeah, she's a great player, and we always had tough battles against each other, very close matches. So I really looking forward for this great battle.
Now, the two played against each other in the Wimbledon semifinals, where Ons got the best of her, further proving her point that Ons possesses the skills to be an all-time great. However, Ons would go on to lose in the finals, which Ons described as the most heartbreaking loss of her career. In order to help her get back onto her feet, tennis legend and trailblazer Billie Jean King had some words of advice. Quote, "You really have to isolate and get in the now, in the process, one ball at a time. That's all that matters. Everything else you have to push out, but it's not that easy." Now it seems like this could be a growing moment for Ons, where the loss makes her into an even bigger threat moving forward. At least that's what Billie Jean King believes that can come out of this situation, as long as Ons approaches it in the right manner. Meanwhile, 4-time Grand Slam champion Kim Clijsters also emphasized with Ons in a recent loss by saying, "It's the toughest part about the sport. Ons Jabeur was the favorite today. Coming out here as the favorite was a new situation for her, and she unfortunately wasn't able to do it. She will question why she is overwhelmed with all these negative emotions when she gets the big stages of a tournament. It is very unfortunate and sad to see." It looks like even with Ons losing in the final, she has the support of the various tennis legends to help her get back on her feet and put together an epic run. So perhaps third time is the charm for her. But Ons has had her fair share of winning as well. En route to her dominating run, she has handed out plenty of L's, and one such L was given to Aryna Rybakina, who took it with humility and gave Ons her props for her excellent play. According to Aryna, quote, Well, for sure, she was making better decisions from the court than last year, I would say. I also had a lot of opportunities this time, especially in the second set. I felt that my serve wasn't that great. I would say the percentage. I didn't see the statistics yet, but I think since it's my weapon and it was not working that well. But definitely she was playing good today, especially in some important moments, so that made a difference. Now, the woman that got the best of Ons in the final was Marketa Vondrousova, who made history by becoming the first unseeded ladies singles Wimbledon champion in the Open era. And during her interview after the match, she gave Ons her flowers as well. Just take a listen to what the gracious winner had to say about Ons.
Yeah, I don't really know what's happening now. It's amazing feeling, and yeah, I mean, Ons, congratulations, and you are such an inspiration for all of us, and I hope you're gonna win one day. You know, you're an amazing person, and congrats, guys, you are doing amazing job.
Now, Ons' impact on the world of tennis goes beyond just inspiring the next female generation. In fact, one of the current superstars, Coco Gauff, talked about how her younger brother is one of Ons' biggest fanboys. Quote, "I think Ons Jabeur, I hope outside of me, is his favorite player," Coco said, and they continued by saying, "I have two brothers. The youngest is 8. I don't know who his favorite player is, the other is 14. He plays baseball, doesn't play tennis. He calls himself the Black Ons Jabeur. Imagine that, you have an older sister as great as Coco, and yet you still look up to someone else. That can only happen if the other player has greatness etched inside of her, which Ons clearly has." Another one of Ons' fans is none other than the tennis legend Andy Murray. After Ons made history by becoming the first Arab tennis player to reach the top 10 in ranking, Andy Murray tweeted out the following message congratulating Ons, which meant a lot to her at that time. At 28 years old, Ons is just in the early stages of her athletic prime, so we are bound to see her compete for the most precious and sought-after titles in tennis for years to come. And sooner or later, it seems inevitable that she'll get her hands around that coveted Wimbledon trophy, which could be icing on the cake for her incredible career. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell beside it so that you're notified the next time we upload a new video. And with that being said, you just watched us break down what the tennis community really thinks of Ons Jabeur. We'll see you next time.